Hi, it's Rachel, the Outdoor Witch. So in today's video, I'm just going to follow up on the previous video where we talk about the two things that really changed my life as I was trying to recover from years and years of eating disorders. Um, 25 in total. I started super early and it was a nightmare. I think the biggest struggle in my entire life. I made it 5 years ago, and now I'm super happy to be able to share my story and also share tips with you in order for you to recover much, much faster than I did. And I really believe that the two things that I'm sharing in this video series are the key to a faster recovery. You don't need to wait 20 years to find the answer and the way out, definitely not. But it's just a matter of finding the keys. And in the previous video, I talked about how you can really get a hang over your belief system, look into it, and look into the thoughts that are supporting your eating disorders. We also talk about the fact that you are not your disease. It's a part of you. It's a behavior, let's say, that you have, but it's not you. It doesn't define you, and you don't have to identify yourself with it. And once you do that, you can start having some control over your thoughts, about your behavior, and change it for the better by retraining your brain, your subconscious mind to work alongside with you. So before we dive into this topic, if you're interested in having coaching with me, private coaching, I still offer some sessions. And also if you want to join my coaching program that will start August the 30th, please, you're welcome to join. There's the link below in the description box, and I'm doing an early bird price until August the 5th. So yeah, that was just to say if you are interested in that. But now, without any further ado, let's jump in the topic. In today's video, we're going to address hunger. That was a biggie for me because at some point I had done so many therapies. I've been to group therapies, I've been to whatever. It's a long story. I talk a lot about this in my book, An Adventure Quest from Eating Disorders to Freedom. And so if you're interested, you can grab a copy of it. But yeah, the key is I went to all these therapy stuff. I learned a lot, definitely. I really did on myself, and it's serving me still today. But there was something that was never ever addressed, and that was hunger, food, how to eat, what should I do to stop that vicious cycle. You know, it was always like we're talking about feelings, emotions, how you handle them, how to deal better with your emotions, how to be yourself, to express yourself truly, authentically, but never my main issue. How do I eat on a daily basis? I didn't know how to eat anymore. And I bet that's exactly where you are now. Wherever you are on your journey in eating disorders, whether you are closer, whether it's been years or you're just starting, it's just at some point we lose it all. We don't know how to eat. Follow your hunger doesn't mean anything to you anymore, doesn't it? So that was something I was like always wondering. And there's a huge false belief that I had, is that once I had recovered, I was supposed to be able to eat everything, anything, like everybody else. And that was something completely wrong, because I had this false belief that if I healed from eating disorders, in a way I would have been forced to eat things that I didn't want to eat. And so that was the first thing, and I'm sure for you it's going to help as well. Nobody will ever force you to eat things you don't want to, that you don't feel are good for your body. But it doesn't mean to starve yourself. It means just to have a diet that brings your body all the nutrition it needs to feel good, but it doesn't ask you to eat things that you feel are not in alignment with you. Let's say you're a vegan, you're not going to start eating everything like meat and stuff that really It's not for you. It's a choice you've made, and that's totally fine. That's why I often said that everyone has eating disorders in a way, because everyone is difficult to some extent regarding food. We have all preferences, things we want to eat, things we don't like, by cultural reason, tradition, beliefs. Okay, but that's fine as long as you bring your body the nutrients, the food it needs to thrive and to feel good. So that was something also that was super important for me, and I hope it's going to help you as well. Now, the other thing is that if you don't give your body these nutritions that it needs, it's going to shout, scream for food in all the most stupid ways because it needs it to survive. And I touch a bit of this in one of my videos where I said it's like a starving animal, you know. An animal that is starving is behaving in completely silly ways because it needs food to survive. And at some point, your body is exactly like this. It's been deprived from food for so long that it's just completely upside down, and it just needs food. And especially if you starve yourself or if you have a purging behavior, your body knows that the little thing of food that gets into it, it has to keep it. So that's also another lie that your eating disorder is telling you, is that the more you're starving yourself or the more you're purging, the more weight you're going to lose. But at some point, your body is going to keep the tiniest bit of food and make it, and make the most of it because it needs it to survive. So it's actually by bringing more food in your body that you can start restore the balance. And so at some point along my recovery, I didn't understand because I was eating way better. I was really trying to have more regular meals and everything, but I was still having these cravings and binge eating crises followed by purging all the time. So I was actually putting on weight because I had quite a normal diet, but plus I was overeating, you know, at so many times during the day and purging. And so my body was exhausted and it was trying to keep up with that rhythm of eating, purging, and it was like stuffing up, I was piling up because it was like it was trying to make kind of a safety net. It was trying to keep everything it could, and it just didn't know there were no stability for my body at any point. So it was always in a survival mode. And I bet you are as well. Your body is screaming for some regular meals and regular food intake because it just doesn't know when it's coming. And so it has to make, it's like the squirrel before winter. It's just like piling up all this food and stuffing his nest and with everything that comes here because it doesn't know if he's going to have enough to survive. So that's why you have to start feeding yourself better. And there's an amazing way to do this, and it's called structured eating. And just want to say something here. If you have heard of structured eating and it didn't work for you, please stick with me, okay? Because I've been there. So just to touch base on structured eating, it's a way of eating smaller meals in a much more regular ways at very close hours from one meal to the other all along the day. So your body gets used to having enough food and not being starved anymore. And so you are retraining your body to eat in the same way as you are retraining your brain by not acting on the impulses to go and binge, as we discussed in the previous video. So structured eating is amazing, and that's really what helped me once I had understand why I was trapped in that binge eating, purging vicious cycle. Once I had understood this, the structured eating supported my decision to change and not to be considered a bulimic anymore. So by giving smaller meals to your body all the time, it starts losing up on this fear of being starved and dying, and so it won't stick so much to the food anymore, and it will also retrain your body to eat. Because if you've been starving yourself, or if you've been purging a lot, like vomiting a lot, your digestive system is wreck, and it doesn't know how to handle food normally, correctly, in a normal way anymore. So you have to retrain it. And the beauty of structured eating is that it does this in a very soft way for your body, but also for yourself, because you have to be used to be eating again normally without being at stake. There's no danger in it. So it's both a very soft way for you, and like for you consciously, and for your body, if you want to, if in a way you want to consider these two as separate entities. Of course we are one, but sometimes it helps to say that your body has needs, your brain has needs, you as an overall being, you have needs. And so the structured eating helps both your conscious mind, who's like stressing out, and your body, the physical body, and also it supports the work of the retraining of your subconscious mind. I had tried a couple of times structured eating until I really understood it. I'm just going to touch base on this because I'm probably going to do another video just on structured eating. And you have to do these meals without putting any limits, any restrictions in what is good or not good, what you should or shouldn't eat. The idea behind structured eating is to be able to feel again what you like, what you dislike, what your body needs, and what element and what kind of food you want to eat now in this very moment, for that very meal, and for the next one and the next one. So it takes a bit of organization. You have to plan your meals maybe at the beginning. But one key to success in the structured eating, and when I said no restriction, is actually the food that you are binging on, you must add in a very small quantity. If you don't feel comfortable for more, you must add this food in your meals, like let's say at least once a day. Let's say you binge on ice cream every time. You must add some ice cream in your structured eating program. Otherwise, you keep your body frustrated about this ice cream that you've been binging so much on. And after a while, you can start feeling, do I really want this ice cream? Oh, actually, not today. But at the beginning, you just can't know if you don't want it, or if it's just this brain who's starting to freak out and say, oh, no, don't eat ice cream, then you have to purge. So this is it. For structured eating to be a success, you have to plan meals at regular hours during the day. Let's say every 3 hours maximum. It can be between 2 and 4 hours, depending on where you are depending on your eating disorder. And you have to add a bit of everything in these meals. That is proteins, carbohydrates, fat. You have to have a bit of everything in the meals every time. And also at least once a day, add some of the food you've been binging on, to help your brain and your body just let go of the grip it has on you and on this type of food. And after a while, you can really start noticing, choosing for yourself, do I want this, or do I not feel like having chocolate today or biscuit and right now? So structured eating was the key for me, and I really believe it's amazing. It was the key for me to support the work I was doing with my brain, to retrain it, and it was like a teamwork, and it really worked super quickly. Once I had understand properly structured eating along with retraining my brain, I was done overnight, I promise. And then I never went back into that vicious cycle again. So my advice to you, if you want to try, is implement structured eating and start really reprogramming your body to getting used to eat again. Feel comfortable about having food in your body, keeping it in the amount that is comfortable for you, but enough so your body doesn't starve and scream out for food. So that was today's video. I hope it helps in some ways. Please give me your feedback, write your comments below if you want, tell me your story, and so I can also do videos that are more in line with what you would need for me to support you on your journey towards recovery. And believe me, you can do it. If I've done it, you can do it, no problem. I'm totally convinced of it. So thank you very much for watching, and I wish you a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching this. Bye.